In this piano tutorial, I want to talk about the Lydian mode and how we can use it specifically at the end of a song to give it sort of a floating, mystical, or unresolved mood to the song, right? So let's say we are in the key of F sharp. And I know usually I do my lessons in C major, but there's this song titled Sweet Melodies that is in F sharp that I had the pleasure of playing on. And at the end of this song, I actually include this Lydian mode, and I want to share that with you guys today. So what is the Lydian mode? Let's say we know the F sharp major scale. All we have to do is take the fourth of this scale, which is B, right? B, and we make it a sharp, or we bring it up a half step, in this case to C. So instead of playing B, we would play C within the scale. So it would be right? Another way of coming up with this Lydian mode or Lydian scale is we have F sharp, we go to the fifth of F sharp, which is C sharp, and we simply play the major scale of that 5. So the C sharp major scale. But the only difference is that instead of starting the C sharp major scale on C sharp, we would start it on F sharp. So it's the same exact notes, only that we're shifting down the starting point. So we start on F sharp. Right, and something very important is knowing the fingerings for this specific scale, because it allows us to sort of play runs smoothly within the scale. So something that I tend to memorize is that my white notes I play with my thumb or my number 1 finger, right? So in this case, the C I would play with the thumb, and the F I would play with the thumb. And then the black notes I play with the 2, the 3, and the 4, right? Then we have the 1, then the 2, right? I'm talking about the finger numbers in this case. So the 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay? And the reason why that's important is because if we play a chord, we can play the scale very easily, okay? And that's actually a very good exercise that you guys can implement. But how do we use this scale in a way that it sort of triggers this floating or mystical mood within a song? So the song that I was a part of, right, Sweet Melodies, the ending of the song sounds something like this. Right, so that little melody that I did with my right hand was basically all part of the Lydian scale or Lydian mode. I just formed a different arpeggio and came up with that simple melody. So what am I playing there exactly? In this case, the pattern that I'm using is I started off, you can start off on any note within the scale that you want, but the pattern that I do is, let's say we start off on the 2, right? We're doing this all over the 1 chord. I played the 2, and what I do is I go up a note in the scale, which is B flat in this case, and then from here I skip up to whatever note within the Lydian scale, right? So in this case I play a 7, and the rule is you go down to the next note within the scale. So you start on a note within the scale, go up, skip a couple of notes, and come down. So up, down, okay? And then from here, you can go to another note lower, right, than the one you started on. So in this case, I chose F, and you basically just go up again, follow the same rule, skip a couple of notes, and come down. So I did 2, 3, 7, 6, then 7, 1, 5, 4. And this is the 4, remember, because we are in the Lydian mode. So then I repeated the same step. I came down to the 5 in this case. And I played 5, 6. Then I skipped up to the 3 and came down to the 2. Then I skipped down again to the 2, 3. And instead of playing the 7 and 6 again, I decided to skip up to the 1 or the 8 and come down to the 7, right? It's all up to you guys. The most important part is making sure that the notes that you are playing are all part of the Lydian scale. So and you can basically continue this throughout the whole piano. Right? And all I'm doing here is playing random notes, but they're all part of the Lydian scale, right? So and it gives us sort of that floating type of feeling, right? So once again, right? So hopefully you guys can take this scale and apply it to any other song and come up with something new. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. And hopefully I get to see you guys in the next video.